IGN just released a new vidoc for Halo 5. It has some amazing stuff. I cut out every single clip that is worth talking about and formed it all into one awesome analysis compilation. Let's go. Now before I begin, go watch this vidoc for yourself on IGN, links right in the description. Please do it, watch it for yourself. I highly recommend it, I can't stress it enough. Put this on pause, go watch it, then come back and watch this analysis video. As you guys probably remember, I went to 343 to play a mission of the Halo 5 campaign. I played Mission 2, Blue Team. Because of that, I know exactly when events happen, so I put them in order. The opening scene has Master Chief and Blue Team breaking into a window from outer space and sucking the Cubbies out into it. This elite here slashes his sword and flies out over top of them. And then they just stand there like a bunch of badasses. So this space facility is called Argent Moon, and it's developing a stealth class vessel. That's it right there at the bottom. This is very early on in the mission here. You get to fight a bunch of Cubbies and figure out how your system works. Again, this is only the second mission, so it's kind of closed corridors. It's getting you used to the new Halo 5 system before it goes crazy and more open worldy. I talked about this vent in that video too, right here. It's really hard to notice, but you can actually get up into that and sneak around the Covenant. There are multiple ways to attack each mission. A bunch more footage here of the beginning of Blue Team. Whenever these guys have these red markers over them and red outlines, that means you tagged them for your team to take down. All you gotta do is press up on the D-pad. A little bit through the mission, there's this big open area that you fight in. It's great to finally be able to show you guys some footage of this area. You can go up high, you can go down low, you can go around, you can jump around, it's crazy. There's so many ways to take it, and working as a team is an absolute blast in this area. Now, a little after this open section, you walk across a bridge, a hunter smacks the bridge, it breaks in half, and you fall down into the abyss. That's where this cutscene happens. Master Chief's the only one. He tries to establish radio contact, but no one's answering him. He then hears Cortana calling his name. He sees her chip and goes to grab it, but it disappears. He's entirely imagining it. Cortana keeps calling to him, and he sees a silhouette of her in the distance. She talks about how the domain is now open. Now that was only about a third of the level I got to play. I'm assuming this is in the same level just later on. We actually get to see hunters form from worms now. And with all these abilities, you really do feel powerful. 343 explains it as they want you to be the tool. They don't want you to have strong weapons necessarily. You are the weapon. And it sure feels like that in Halo 5. Here's some shots of a new character, Vale. Vale is on Fireteam Osiris. When you play as her in co-op, you spawn with an SMG and a plasma pistol. Very interesting loadout. She fluently understands Sangheili, which is the Elite's language, and is an all-around badass. I wasn't originally sold on her armor, but now I am. That visor, though, seems to always be looking cool, very reflective. Now let's take a look at Tanaka, another new member of Fireteam Osiris. She was recently revealed in the comic series Halo Escalation. She's the engineer type. She's got all the gadgets and the know-how. We get a few cool shots of Buck here. Buck, obviously the fan favorite. Everybody loves Buck, played by Nathan Fillion. He tacked on some stuff to his armor to make it feel more like an ODST. It sure looks like it. Definitely my favorite armor. Here's my favorite shot from this entire vidoc. Buck raising his gun, shooting at something. What do you think it is? Is it Chief? So again, I arranged a lot of these shots to be more in order, at least what I thought. So here's a little scene of Locke talking to the Arbiter. I'm a really big fan of the facial animations, especially on Locke. Looks very cool. Looks like a mean guy. Now he grabs something here. What is this? No one's certain, but to me, it looks like an explosive. It almost looks like a trip mine. And here on the thing it's contained in, it says, "Caution, explosive, do not drop." Something I got out of this vidoc is that Locke and Buck seem to have an interesting relationship. Buck was formerly a leader of his team. He's not a leader anymore, but I think it's a habit that's hard to break. A bunch of shots here of Sanghelios, the Elite's homeworld. I think we'll be here a lot in Halo 5. We had a cool new opening dropship animation, and a bunch of interesting statues all over the place. Take a look at these rocks, the textures on them, and the details. Seriously, insane amounts of little ridges in the rocks. We haven't seen anything like this in Halo before. Here's a funny little shot. The Elite's working on something here, and it kind of drops and he catches it, is what it looks like. Halo 4 had a lot of dark areas, so I'm excited to be way out in the open here. Very bright, daytime, awesome environments. Now we have this big thing, this big Covenant, whatever you want to call it. Almost looks like a mining machine, and I'm assuming this comes later on in the level. And it looks like I'd be able to take control of a Phaeton to take it down. At some point on Sanghelios, whether it's a different level, I don't know, same environment though, you get to pilot a Mantis with your team. There's an elite talking to you here named Maki Chava. Probably butchered that. Sword of Sanghelios. The Swords of Sanghelios are the Arbiter's crew. As Fireteam Osiris, you'll be working closely with the Arbiter. I'm excited to tear stuff up with the Mantis. It's very fun in Halo 5. Pause the video every now and then and just take a look at the environments. Now check this out. You know how I talked about that vent? There's alternate paths to take. You could probably just jump up here if you wanted, but if you land down here, you can smash through a wall. In human structures, it's a vent-like contraption that you can break through, and obviously on Sanghelios, it's a cracked door. Some of these might have secrets in them, Easter eggs, etc. Fireteam Osiris is equipped with the Artemis Tracking System, or ATS. Using it will highlight secrets like this. Whenever a teammate goes down, you can go heal them, or you can instruct a teammate to go heal them. I explained that further in my campaign video, so you should go watch that too. And here we go, it looks like this is on Sanghelios. We see Halsey. She's still missing an arm, and she looks pretty beat up. Her intentions are really strange. I have a feeling we're going to be very surprised by Halsey in Halo 5. Now here's another environment from the mission Battle of Sunayon. This is also on Sanghelios, and it's what we saw in the E3 campaign demo. Something cool about the command system again, up on the D-pad, you could just point your crew one direction, head another, and blindside guys. I'm sure players will find a really cool way to use it. Now here's what appears to be another environment, a kind of sandy, reddish area. And here we go, we have some vehicles. So again, you can just go boop, point at it, tell them to use it. Notice the colors though, they're color coded for their environment. And check out the gun on that Warthog. Here we can see what appears to be just a normal Marine or soldier or engineer or something riding this mongoose. Here's some footage of that new gun. Could this just be the Gauss cannon? I mean, it totally could be. It could just be a reimagining of it. Right here, you can see there's a new way to ride on the back of the mongoose. You sit backwards rather than forwards. Now, here's what I believe to be another environment, or at least a similar environment, but during a different time of day. I mean, notice the colors and these windmills here. The last environment I showed also had those windmills. This area is very snowy and blue looking. And there's what appears to be another one of those big mining things, whatever those are. This right here looks to be the very intro of a level or a post cutscene. I think you play directly after this. Goes in for the stab, and then some big chunk falls from the sky here. Looks like it was part of that mining thing. Another shot here, here's what it looks like to revive in first person. Lock with that ground pound. And this cutscene appears to be in the same area. Could this be the end of that mission? Now here's some interesting footage. In Warzone, we can have different attachments on our guns, only in Warzone. But this doesn't really look like Warzone. It could be, but it doesn't look like it to me. But nonetheless, here's a more typical battle rifle scope. I'm not sure if we'll see this stuff throughout campaign or not. I mean, again, we will in Warzone, but check that out. Also, take note, there are 3 grenade types there. What's that third one? Is that a pulse grenade? This is a really interesting one. What I get out of this is that you can now have 4 people on a Warthog. Somebody can sit on the front of it. That would make sense because you have your team of 4. It would suck to always leave someone behind. Here's just a cool look at what goes into making the game. Here's a shot of the plasma caster on Truth. Could this weapon be on the map? It could just be for testing, but it very well might be now. And these are just some funny shots right here. Very, very early build of the plasma caster. A Wraith shooting and getting launched. Also, check out that tank. Look how weird that is. Looks like man cannons now look like they throw you, but obviously not like this. Something I found interesting in the background here, this guy's using a 360 controller. I'm not certain why. Could be very, very early development. But what's going on in the background is almost Forge-like. All of the playable characters in Halo 5 come from different backgrounds, as you can see in this little animation here. The Promethean scatter shot returns, and it has a light on the front of it. Both the human and Promethean shotguns have a constant flashlight on the front so you can see it easily. You know someone has that weapon. Here's an interesting shot of Master Chief piloting something. What is he driving here? Here's a shot of Captain Lasky hanging out here with Buck and Tanaka in the background. Welcome back, Lasky. Gotta love Lasky. Angle of Chief and Blue Team walking into a pelican, presumably at the end of a mission. Just look at the detail in these cutscenes. Looks like there's a Guardian in the background there. He's just hanging out. As we know from the E3 campaign trailer, for some reason Chief and Blue Team have access. Maybe he's working with the Guardians. So thanks so much for watching, guys. If you like this, smack that like button. Much appreciated. Share with your friends. Leave some comments. I want to hear your thoughts, your theories, what you picked up on that you wouldn't have before this. And as always, subscribe for your best source for Halo news.